Mice crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving in grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Championship Monday. Championship Monday. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder bringing the first chip here to OKC. Our Thunder, of course, won Game 7, and we have talked about this before, how this reminded of us the Denver series. Coach gave away Game 1. We win Game 2. You lose Game 3. Well, Game 3 in Denver was SGA should have did that. So I'm putting that strictly on his shoulders, not being able to close the door. Game 4, we win. Game 5, we win. Game 6, SGA and Caruso were the only two to make the flight to Denver. This game, and then, of course, Game 7, we blow them out. By the way, great move by Coach Dagnall putting Caruso on Jokic. They did not know how to deal with that. And then, of course, this series, you give away Game 1, you win Game 2, you don't even show up for Game 3. SGA wins Game 4, we win Game 5 as a group. Game 6, nobody flew to Indianapolis. Nobody made the flight. And then, of course, Game 7, we won at home. And that being said, first of all, I have a couple of bones to pick. Number one, before all that, Burgess, what's up? NBA champions. Yes, sir. Let's say something. Halliburton, let's give him his flowers. Number one, when he got hurt, I knew immediately what it was. And I was up in the stands, and I was telling him I had both of mine. I know what happens. I know you know immediately. There's no question, which is crazy because remember when Kobe tore his Achilles? He got fouled. Remember? He walks to the free throw line, makes both of his free throws, and then walks off the court. Dame Lillard had to be – I mean, you go down a list of guys who got hurt, tore their Achilles, they all had to be carried off the damn court. He walks off the court. Walks off the court. That's Kobe, though. That's that Mamba mentality. That's who it is. But you got to give Halliburton his flowers because there's no way he did not know that if he played like game 6, to me, that's the one that did the ultimate stress on his leg because he was magnificent in Game 6. And he came out Game 7, 3 or 4 from 3, and then took that step, the same as I did, took a step. Kobe was 1 of 1. Yes, he was. Burgess, you're right. He's 1 of 1. Agreed. But anyway, so when I did mine, I'm playing at the Norman Y. And it's 2 minutes left to go in the game. I'm completely sweating, take a step, bam. That's what happened. Second, my other one I did it walking out on the court, getting ready to warm up for a game. That's how I did the other one. So there's no way he did not know that was that's a possibility. But he said, F it. How many times am I going to be able to go back here again, if ever? And he came out 3 or 4, and it popped. As soon as he took the step, I knew. And I was telling people in the stands, I can promise you that's what it is. I can promise you. But yes, Burgess, prayers go out to him and his family. He was a magnificent player, and I've liked him ever since he and Jada played together against the USA team. They went to play in the Worlds a couple years ago. And I was like, this kid right here, he can go. And remember, he was at Iowa State, and he killed Oklahoma State, and he killed OU, he killed Kansas. So he was a great player back then when he was at Iowa State. So anyway, my prayers go off to him that he gets a speedy recovery. But Jason Tatum goes, well, I'm going to be back in 8 months, like Kobe did. Well, Jason, are you Kobe? Jason Tatum, are you Kobe? Hallie, are you Kobe? Kobe came back after his because he's Kobe. And like Burgess said, he's one-on-one. I mean, guys, do you really need to? Because if you come back in 8 months, what is that? John Malacote, hate to see what happened to Halliburton. ESPN had that on repeat. Yeah, they did. I didn't understand. That's what I heard. I don't understand why you keep repeating. It's kind of like the Joe. You probably, I don't know how many of y'all are old enough to remember the Joe Theismann when he broke his leg. When Lawrence Taylor hit him and broke his leg, and you could see the bone when he was a quarterback at Washington Redskins. And Lawrence Taylor was a linebacker for the Giants. And he broke his leg, and you could see it. And as soon as it happened, you could see him like, get over here, talking about Lawrence Taylor. And they repeated that. It's like, dude, one time, that's enough. But this is my thing with my bitch that I'm going to start griping about. Here's my problem that I have. Number one, Halliburton was going on, no doubt. Angel, what's up? He was going off, no doubt. But to me, all that meant was the game was going to be closer than what it been without him being hurt. That's it. For you to try to put that in the same category as us versus Toronto Raptors, when KD went out and with Thompson going out, that's not the same. It's not the same. Now, KD did not play, and that's how they got down 3-1 to the Raptors. And then he brought it back, thinking he could bring them back, which I believe, had KD not been hurt, they would have beat the Raptors. And KD came back playing knowing that the opportunity for him to tear his Achilles was right there. He went down, Jason Tatum went down, and Dame Lillard went down. And I can say this, guys. Jay Williams was on there talking about, today's pace of game. Bro, shut the hell up. You just trying to come out with a bunch of nonsense. Achilles is something that happens. It happens. Now, is it because you didn't stretch enough or you did whatever? And you can't really say that because Kobe was one of the most prepared, athletic, in shape, body eating right person that will ever play. He tore his Achilles. I think it's just something that happens. It just does. Now, it's happened a bunch. Okay, fine. But pace of game, really? Pace of game. When all you're doing is taking a step. I think it's one of those things that just happens. But don't take away from what our Thunder team did this year. Don't take away from the fact that we were the number one defense all year. Don't take away the fact that what we did defensively all year long. Don't take away the fact that we had the MVP and what he did this year. What have we done to you people that you have to discount our Thunder? What did we do to y'all? Oh, I'm sorry, because we have a team that doesn't. What's up, Alex? Players don't want to play through a calf strain. But Alex, what it is you're going to play. I'm going to play, you're going to play. If you're a player, you're playing. You know the risk, but you're not going. When is the next time you can be in the NBA Finals? Some people go one time and never go back. You don't know that. Russell Westbrook went one time, ain't never been back. Harden went one time, ain't never been back. KD has, but he's better than those other two. That being said, though, you got to look at what we have done this year. Can we please get some flowers? Can you please give our Thunder some flowers? I'm sorry that our team is young. I'm sorry our team doesn't know how to open up champagne bottles. I'm sorry that our best player is 26. Our second best player is 24. Third best player is 23. Sorry. I'm sorry that we're that young. I'm sorry that we're going into our prime. I'm sorry that we're in the second year of a 5-year window where you can really get something done. My bad. Can you talk about the positives of how great our defense was? Instead of talking about, offensively they didn't do anything, they couldn't this and that. Bro, we were great. We were very good offensively this year. We were decent. We weren't fantastic, but we were okay shooting the ball. And for all you idiots or you pundits who come out there and you want to talk about the Thunder and what we did this year and what we were able to accomplish and what we did and we didn't do offensively, let's pull this up. For all you people who act like you know about the Thunder, you know what we were. Here are our team stats. Points, we were 4th. Oh, that's right, we couldn't score. Field goal percentage, we were 7th. Oh, that's right, we weren't very good offensively. 3rd, 3-point shooting, we were 6th. That's right, we weren't that good offensively. Free throw percentage, we were 1. All right, we weren't that good offensively. Assists, we were 12th. All right, that's right, we weren't that good offensively. Points in the paint, pips, we were 12th. Oh, that's right, we weren't that good offensively. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? Now, were we better defensively than offensively? Hell yes, that's one thing, that's a fact. But don't sit there and discount what the Thunder were or were not. That's a bunch of BS. Here are the stats right there. Here are the stats right there. Yes, Alex, the thing is this is the worst we'll be. This is a chance to beat us. But don't sit there and talk about, oh, we were great we were great all year defensively, but offensively we weren't that good. Really? Let me see. Points, we were 4th, scored. Field goal percentage, we were 7th. 3-point percentage, we were 6th. Free throw percentage, we were 1st. Now, of course, all those numbers dropped in the playoffs 100% except scoring and free throw percentage. But don't talk about us being what we were and what we weren't. Shut the hell up if you don't know really what we are. Don't run your mouth about our team. How about giving us some flowers about what we did as the second youngest team ever to win the chip? How about that? How about us talking about beating a team, the Indiana Pacers, who beat the number 1 seed in the East convincingly? Let's talk about them beating the Knicks. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what the Pacers did. Let's talk about how good of a team they were at the end of the year, how they were second behind us as the best record. But yet you can't give us any love, and then you say, oh, well, if Halliburton hadn't got hurt, we were going to get beat. Really? I think we were still won. I think that we were still, at some point, our defense was going to make a run. At some point. It had whether Halliburton was on and off, but here's the difference. SGA had 8 turnovers in Game 6. He had 1. 29 points, 12 assists, 1 turnover. 12 assists, 1 turnover. Give us our flowers. I'm sorry that we're in the second year of a 5-year run that every team gets. You get a 5-year window now. You get 5 years at a time now. Of course, the Pacers, the Spurs, kept their big 3 together, and then they just went from there. But when you talk about the Spurs, what did they have? You had arguably the best 4 in history of your 4 the power forward, if that's what you want. It's number 4. You have the point guards, number 1. 2 guard is the 2. 3 guard is the small forward. 4 is the power forward, and then 5 is the center as far as positions. They had arguably the best 4 in the history of the game. Manu Ginobili was arguably one of the top 5, definitely top 10, 6 man, if not the greatest, definitely top 5. Best 6 men of all time coming in off the bench. John Havlicek, I disagree with Colin Cowherd. John Havlicek was probably number 1 until he started. But let's not discount what we are. We have everybody back on contract. We have Topic coming in who didn't play. And remember, guys, think about this. Nobody wanted him, and he was one of the top 2 to 3 picks projected last year. But because he tore his ACL, nobody wanted him. And who could afford to take a guy that they weren't going to use for a year? The Thunder. 2 years ago, Chet got hurt. He could have came back and played. The Thunder said, no, let's rest Chet for a year. And what did we win? 40 games. when we were projected to win 23. So give the Thunder their flowers. If you're not, I'm gonna. Now, is it because I'm the home guy? Okay. Is it because I've done 500 shows of these? Is it because I've done 240 whatever shows of after Thunder games? I know our team pretty well. More than most of y'all, because I know none of y'all were going to the damn games 4 years ago. Some of y'all were, but most of y'all weren't following the Thunder. You weren't going to games when there was 7,000, 8,000 people there, not 18. Oh, the report is there's 9,000, 12,000. No, it's not. You may have those people bought tickets. There's not that many people in this arena. I was there. The commander was there. Mark Long was there. I remember when all the suites were closed. So don't sit there and tell me what our team is or is not. I was there and I watched the growth from the 5 years. I've watched it up close and personal and saw. Let me see. This West is going to be stacked next year. Yes, it is, though. That's true. Seattle Supersonics fan page are having meltdowns. Thank you, John. I'm sorry for them. But when you look at our window, okay, last year was year one. Now, I said this year because we got iHeart and Caruso, but I was corrected. Last year was the first year because we were in the 1 seed. And then you just added to it, which is what we're going to do, add Topic, who nobody wanted, and we could afford to do that. We're going to add him next year, which is a replacement for Josh Giddey. So when you look at our team, everybody's under contract. You extended Caruso. You signed iHeart. So we have iHeart in the second year of his third-year deal next year. You want to sign J-Dub and Chet this offseason in order to get them a year early, to get them a little cheaper and get them paid. Which I think is funny with J-Dub talking about he still doesn't like champagne that's nasty. I mean, it depends on what you're drinking. And plus, what y'all are drinking is not that good. That's stuff that you spray around. Nobody's spending, $100 for a bottle of champagne or $50 or whatever you spend for yours. Nobody's spending the amount of money for some good champagne for you to squirt around all over the walls. That's not happening. So, yeah, that stuff, that brewed or whatever, I don't like it either. It's dry. It's just not very good, I don't think. But, if you want to spray it around, yeah. But you can't judge champagne, young man, on that. There's some good champagne out there, I can promise you. With that being said, year 3, which is what we're looking at next year, and we'll go down this road after the. And by the way, tomorrow, guys, let me get this for you all who don't know. My friend Jennifer sent this to me. The Champions Parade will start at 10:30 tomorrow, starting at 11th or 10th and Hudson, which is by Harvey, which is by the Collective, and then it will go south and then end up at Scissortail Park. And here are some more. Drivers should avoid areas around the parade. Now, you will be able to drive through after the parade goes through if you need to. Northwest 10th Street, Northwest 4th Street, Robert S. Kerr Avenue, and Reno Avenue. So those are all that are going down, straight down Harvey, and then being able to go by the arena, and then right there to Scissortail. So it'll be right there. So that's what they're saying, because Reno is where everything will cut it off and be right there at Reno. Let me see. Also, parking, if you want to shuttle, you can shuttle from Remington Park. There will be 3,000 parking spaces at Remington Park with shuttles running every 15 minutes to bring people to and from downtown if you choose to go that way. And then also the state capitol, which is off 21st and Lincoln. There are not 3,000 parking spaces over there, bros. People, I can tell you that. And then at the Oklahoma City Fairgrounds, we'll have 2,000 parking spaces available with 15-minute shuttles. So everyone will have the 15-minute shuttles, but the state capitol, there's not There's no, I mean, you had to park on the streets. There's not a lot of parking there, and you can park. I don't know if they're going to allow you to park in the state capitol parking lot because state capitol business will be going on. So, which I don't know how many of them will be there. I'm sure they're all going to be downtown at Scissortail. So, to me, Remington Park or the fairgrounds, those are going to be your two best bets if you're coming in and you want to park in order to go to the parade and to Scissortail. Those are my suggestions for you guys. The state capitol, yes, if you live close in the area, you can park kind of on the street and be able to shuttle. But guys, you're going to be parking on the street. There's not going to be anywhere close for you to be able to park if you choose that road to go down. Because parking downtown, you can probably be able to park just like if you go to Thunder games. There's going to be those parking lots on the east side over there, kind of by the U-Haul place. You'll be able to park kind of over in that area. But for the most part, that's going to be where everything is. So that's just a little FYI for you people's parking. Now, back to our team. I just look at who we are, what we're doing, what we're going to be able to accomplish in the next 3 years. Remember, everybody's under contract next year. And we get Topic next year, which what was our biggest problem this year? When people double teamed SGA, what happened? We didn't have anybody that could operate because Josh was the guy. Josh is now gone, so we have Topic. And like I said, the ability to draft somebody 12th or 11th overall and for you to be able to say, okay, we don't need you this year. You can take off and get 17, 18 months to rehab yourself and be completely ready for the 25-26 season. That's what's happening here. And remember, our best player is 26. Second best player is 24. Third best player is 23. Or maybe it's 24 and 23, however it is. That's how that's laid out. Okay, guys? So when you look at the Thunder and you look at what we're able to accomplish and what we're going to be able to do to people, it's crazy because our team is set for the next 3 years. And what are we missing? We're missing a 6'9", 6'10" guy that can do what Wiggins does and what K-Rich does. But if you're going to beat us, like they said, this year was to beat us. Because when you look at the growth of what this team has done from the time I started watching them, when we got SGA, when we were in a complete rebuild, first deal you got was SGA. You have a foundational player. That's him. The next thing you add, you had SGA, Dort, and K-Rich. Then what did you add? Josh Giddey the next year. All of a sudden, by the end of the year, you could just see that our team was a completely different team. Even though we were only winning 20 games or whatever it was, you could see the growth in this team. The next year, you had Chet, J-Dub, J-Will. Oh, man, look, we got something here in year 3. Then year 4, you had Queso, and you had Chet back because you remember you drafted Chet, you didn't play. Then all of a sudden, bam, look at what we did. Look at the amount of wins we had. Then this year, all of a sudden, you add iHeart, and you add Caruso, and you're rolling, and you win the chip. Now, we have said on this show that this was the year to do it because especially when Boston went down, and with Cleveland going down with injuries, this is year to win because you really didn't have a major threat on the other side. But I also said that I was more afraid of the Pacers than I was of the Knicks because of Halliburton, because of what they were doing. I was more afraid of them, and it turned out I was right. But when you look at this team, for you to discount us the way that they have been, the way you treat our team and the way you talk about us is bullshit. It's BS. We're young, no doubt. We're athletic, no doubt. We are the best defensive team, no doubt. Are we great offensively? We're okay. These people talk about how we were numbers-wise. I just gave you the numbers. What numbers are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about playoffs? Did we struggle in the playoffs shooting the basketball? 100%. We struggled last year. But we didn't struggle as bad this year as we did last year. Why? Because we'd already been there. So we played a little bit better, but defensively, we were better. We were better defensively, which allowed us to get through these humps. But for you to talk trash about our team and what we accomplished this year is a bunch of bullshit. What did the Thunder do this year? What were our stats? Let me see. I still got to update this. 66 double-digit wins. Point differential, 12-9 during the season. Point the playoffs, 12-5. It's a little bit lower than that. I need to update that. But the best winning percentage, .829. Since the 99, 95, 96 Bulls. Y'all need to give us some respect. And I'm joined by my guy, Nathan Taylor, who, by the way, everybody, picked them to beat us.
Hey, can I explain that a little bit for you, Matt?
No. No explanations. You came on air and you said we were going to get beat. They're going to win Game 6. They're going to win Game 7.
Can I have 2 seconds? 2 seconds? You jump on me right when I get on the air. Can I have 2 seconds? Okay, so you don't know this about me. No, listen, you don't know this about me. So, outside of Tom Brady, my teams have never actually won anything.
Okay.
So I always, in my head, it's a psychological thing for me. I always downplay my team and upplay the other team every single time. And I've done that every year since the Thunder have been here. And until last night, I was right. So, which, hey, I'm glad I'm wrong, dude. It's my own psychological warfare that I do with myself. So that's why I do this. You didn't know that about me.
Okay.
So, and
I figured that's what you were doing, but I am going to rag on you about it.
Well, and that's why I don't watch it. I do not watch
Nathan. Angel goes, man, making excuses like crazy.
I mean, that's fine. I'm good with it. I get ragged on. Hey, you know what? I'm glad I am getting ragged on because that means we won.
Is that talking about Tom Brady?
Oh, Tom Brady. Whatever, dude. How you gonna rag on me for Tom Brady? Rag on 7 Super Bowls? Come on, man.
Oh my God, that's funny.
I'm not saying he's the GOAT because he's not, but I mean he's a really good player.
Well, to me, like I said, I was having this discussion. To me, the GOAT just bait this bull with all these new guys. Listen.
Yeah.
This is what I say about the GOAT. Compare what your stats were at the same place you're going, the person you're going against. So Tom Brady, Joe Montana played how many years? What were your stats the same amount of years? Bart Starr, whomever. These amount of years that these guys played, match your stats against their stats in the same amount of time because the game was different. Now it allows you to not get hit, that you don't get your head taken off. I was talking to Paul Thompson about this yesterday, who was a former quarterback at OU. Paul started laughing. He goes, he goes, when you're staring down the barrel and the guy's coming at you, and you know that you got to stand in there for like that one more second and let the ball go, and you know you're going to get killed. They don't have to worry about that no more.
No.
He said they don't have to worry about that no more.
Too, man. As much as big OU fan as I am, right? I was talking about my teams never win anything. I actually was rooting for Florida State in 2000 because that was my senior year of high school, and I wasn't an OU fan at that time because I was a Florida State fan because I really liked Peter Work, so I was really a big Florida State guy. And then I obviously went to OU, and Jason White's freshman year was my freshman year. So, I mean, obviously changed my tune a little bit, and I've been an OU fan ever since.
Yeah, the Heisman Trophy winner over, that's just Larry Fitzgerald. That's still the biggest joke I've ever seen in my damn life. Freaking joke, man. That was a freaking joke. Yeah.
But if you remember, that was 2003.
I understand. I'm just saying that was a joke. That's all I'm saying. It's a joke.
Well, but you think about when Jason White, I agree. Just listen though. When Jason White was recruited, though, what was he recruited to be? Do you remember what he was recruited
I don't have any idea and don't care. But you go ahead and tell everybody.
He was an option quarterback.
Because somebody might care. I know. Yeah, from Tuttle or wherever he was from.
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Newcastle, Tuttle,
an
something.
option quarterback.
Okay.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
I don't really care about
you know
OU
where-
football. You know I don't care about OU. We're talking. By the way, we're talking about the Thunder. So let's get back to the topic. What is your thought process about people beating us up?
What are they beating us up for?
Talking about that we were great defensively, but offensively we weren't that good, and I just went down the stats talking about us offensively.
Well, they talk about how good the Pacers defense is. I mean,
Well-
the Pacers defense was pretty good, man.
Well, Nathan, I'm just talking about the whole playoffs. Our offense wasn't very good. That's all I'm talking about.
Oh, you're talking about, what are you talking about? They're not very good. We averaged like 115 or 16 points, didn't
But I'm
we?
talking about our stats-wise. We're down compared to what they were doing the year.
Oh, well, yeah, but we kind of thought that was going to happen, didn't we? A bunch of
Yeah.
young guys in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
never really,
I was saying is
No,
that
that's gonna
I
happen.
was tired of them talking about how we were relying on defense and blah blah blah. I said, dude, we shot the ball 50. We were playing great all year long. What are you talking about? And I just put up the stats there talking about that. But this is something that we haven't talked about. And let's take a break, and then we're gonna give our man, our best player, his flowers. Okay? Because SGA's run this year was crazy. His run this year was crazy. Want to thank SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. They'll make sure you have clean drinking water. Our guys at Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our peeps up over there. They'd love to take care of you. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
See, I paused that time for you that time. You can pre-qualify.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking, I forgot about it until you paused. I was like, oh crap. So then I did.
Yes, they're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into any of their 5 locations. The main bank, which is where Nathan is at, 401 M, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YMB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YMB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YMB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, can't miss it. And then YMB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, Creed Cologne, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. As they always say, if you've got a significant other, male or female, hit them up. As they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And I do. I do that.
Are you gonna be up there this week sometime?
Yes, tomorrow. Because I'll be at the bank Wednesday.
Oh, so
Right?
Are you going to the
And
parade
Wednesday,
tomorrow?
yeah, going to the parade tomorrow. Yeah, I already talked about that, where to park, where to do all that stuff tomorrow. Yeah, I just talked about that, where you should go to get, where the best place to go and all that stuff is tomorrow. You missed all
no,
that.
man, I'm not going, but I'm not big on 700,000 people either. So
Yeah, well, Jennifer and I are going to go. We're trying to figure out where we're going to hang out at. But, okay, let's talk about our MVP, Nathan. This year, what he did is just, and they barely want to give him his flowers, okay, which is just pathetic.
I mean, I don't know, man. I saw a lot. I mean, nationally, I don't know, man. There was a lot of praise for him.
No. I'm saying, I'm talking about the free throw merchant, and they'll say something, and then they'll go, he did shoot a lot of free throws. Like Colin Cowherd, he hates us. I'm like, why are you talking so much trash about our team? Well, SGA wasn't doing that, and he shot a lot of free throws. Okay. Not as many as Kobe, not as many as Michael, not as many as Kareem, not as many as Magic, not as many as, we can go down a list of how many he did not shoot as many as. But anyway, that's another thing. Okay, his stats this year. Second most points scored, including playoffs, 3,172, most since Michael in 1992-93. Fourth player to win MVP, scoring title, conference final MVP, first team All-NBA, made the All-Star team, and won the NBA title. And you know who the other 4 are, right? The other 3 are.
Yep, that would be Kareem, Michael, and Shaquille O'Neal.
Yep. And then, of course, he had 10 straight, which got broke last night. 10 straight 30-point home playoff games. He had 29 last night. Had to miss his free throw.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He had he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record, which is crazy.
By the way, did you know just to kind of give you this, put this in perspective again, like we talk about all the time, that thing you just rattled off where 3 people have done it, each of them have done it once except for Michael. Michael did it 4 times.
Yeah, that's the insane part. That's the insane part. That's the insane part.
I'm telling you.
That's the insane part. But
and the funny part was, what I was watching while I wasn't watching the game last night?
What's that?
Hey, that would be the lap.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Then of course he had 12 30.5 assist games.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. And so SGA had 12 30.
Okay.
Yeah, SGA. Yeah, I understand. I know what it is. I'm just moving on because we're talking about SGA. He had 12 30.5. He had 12 30.5 assist games in the playoffs, which broke Jordan and LeBron's record at 11. And of course, the 72 consecutive 20-point games ties KD's record. Now, this is what's funny, Nathan. Is the record is 124, set by Wilt Chamberlain. But they say, well, he's tying Kevin Durant since the merger. Well, what is the record of 30-point home playoff games? Since you're going to include that, Wilt, well, that was pre. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what is
pre-NBA?
It was pre-merger. So which one is it?
Well,
Did he have? Was that the 10 straight playoff games when he was playing for the Lakers? I guess that's what I'm assuming. I guess.
That's a good question, man. I honestly don't know that.
But anyway, so that was crazy. But SGA will break KD's record next year, and then Michael Jordan and SGA, the only players to average 30, shoot 50% for 3 straight years. Now Michael did it 5. That's just, and then that's just crazy. That's just crazy. You know what I'm saying?
The company, because, obviously I was alive during Jordan's run, and to be in company with that guy, we talk about it all the time. This you forget how good he was.
Yes.
I did. Wow.
And my thing is this. SGA is not Jordan, and he's not Kobe.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's not that. Okay?
No.
He's not that. But when you look at what he did last night with the 12 assists, and you look at what we did defensively, and granted, Halliburton got hurt, and I think we still would have won the game. I think it would have been closer because at some point we were going to make a run. Now, I thought what was funny is that TJ McConnell was killing SGA. He was killing. I was talking to my guy yesterday. He was killing Kaysen. And you kept him on him. Dude, he's been killing Kaysen all year, all game, all series long. And you still playing him against him. What did you do? And then he scored 3 times in a row consecutively. You call timeout and you leave Kaysen in the game. I'm like, what are you watching? He's stuck on his substitution patterns and what he's going to plan, and he just goes. And hopefully the game plays out. Hopefully. That's all he can. I'm like, bro, he's torturing him. And then I thought the change was in the third quarter, guess who was on TJ?
Caruso.
No.
It was Dort. Yeah,
after he scored that 12, fourth quarter, after he scored those 12 points in the fourth quarter, they said, okay, you're now being put in the torture chamber. We didn't see McConnell. We didn't see McConnell after that. Dort's like, yeah, all that stuff you're doing is over. You're done. I'm not Kaysen Wallace.
That just shows you how much farther ahead than how far ahead Dort is than the other two.
Yes,
they're all 3 of them really good, but Dort's just that much better.
Well, Caruso's now older, so Dort. Remember, Dort and SGA are the same age, 26, 27.
But the thing about Dort and versus Caruso is Caruso's a really good defender, but Dort has got the body.
He's Ray Lewis. He's the Ray Lewis of football.
Yes, that's right.
Ray Lewis of basketball, I'm sorry. And for those people who don't know who Ray Lewis is, go Google him. Go look at some of his highlights. That's who Lou Dort is, but in basketball terms. Body-wise, big, strong, physical, great lateral movement, lateral side-to-side movement.
Oh, and boy, dude, Richard Jefferson was giving him props last night too, boy. He was like, man, that dude's a linebacker.
He really is.
Yeah, he
This
is.
is the whole thing is I try to explain to people. Until you can see the Thunder in person, TV doesn't do them justice. It just doesn't. When you go to Paycom, you can go to all these other stadiums or whatever. It's like they were talking about, before we went to Indianapolis, before they went to Indianapolis in games 3 and 4. Oh, well, Indianapolis has this great crowd too. And after all these TV people went from Paycom to what Bamberg or whatever it's called, the Bamberg, whatever the name of the Pacers. I'm not trying to demote them or be mean to them anyway. I don't know what the name, Bambridge or whatever the name of their arena is. They came back and went, yep, not the same. Came back from game, yep, not the same. Nothing against them.
Well, yeah, you were there. Is it true that the stands didn't sit down the entire first quarter?
Dudes, up the whole time.
Wow.
Up the whole time. In our section where we sit, Nathan, and our section where we sit in club level, bro, that never happens.
Yeah, I know.
No, Nathan, that never happens. We've been going 17 years, and Randy and I looked at each other like, we've never seen this. 17 years he and I have been going to games. And of course, we had to give each other a high five. And hey, the commander almost cried, bro. He almost had tears in his eyes last night. I know I had tears in mine.
That man is very, very passionate about sports.
100,
So are you too, I'm just saying.
The Thunder in Oklahoma State, 100%. 100%.
I mean, growing up, a little different for you guys because you guys played at OSU. But professionally, I had teams. Yeah, of course I had teams. Like I was a Cubs fan. I was a New England fan. But I never had a team
Of yours.
I lived by. I never had a hometown team.
Yeah,
Completely different feeling.
it really is. And I'm going to tell you,
I
Nathan.
mean, this is how I have a buddy who is from Chicago, and he's my age, so he was in Chicago for those 6 titles. He grew up during that area. And I texted him last night. I said, "Is this how you felt 6 times?" And he said, "Yep, sure is." So, completely different.
But Nathan, 3 years in a row twice, though.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
3 years in a row twice.
I know.
They won 6 in 10 years.
I mean,
Or 6 and 8. Was it 6 and 8? Was it 6 years?
well,
6 titles in 8
another
years.
argument. Here's another argument I could make for you. And I don't know because I wasn't around. I mean, I was around to watch, but I didn't understand the game because I was a kid. Is SGA's supporting cast worse than Michael's or better than Michael's?
Not as good.
I mean, I know who the guys were. I just don't know how much, how good. Because I don't think we have a Scottie Pippen.
Well, he had 2 defensive players of the year, basically 2 Hall of Famers on the team with him. The jury's out whether Chet or J-Dub will be a Hall of Famer. In Dort.
Right. So Scottie, you're talking about Scottie, right?
Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and him.
Dude, Dennis Rodman. Oh, I forgot how good he was too. My goodness, that guy.
Yeah. So
you could say that it's more impressive. Maybe not more impressive, but he had a harder time. Now I go back to there was no Utah Jazz, there was no whoever they played. I mean there were teams.
They beat the Lakers. They beat the Jazz twice. They beat the Pacers. Yeah.
And every one of those teams had a Hall of Famer on it, right?
Yeah. John Malacote says, tears of joy last night. Been a fan since 2009. Oh, but Nathan, let me tell you this. So, I got there at 10 after 6. Because we have the parking pass across the street. Mm-hmm. It was 10 after 6. Games at 7. The parking lot was closed.
Huh.
It was already full.
At 10 after 6?
At 10 after 6. I'm like, what the hell?
Ooh.
So I had to park in the adjacent parking lot that's kind of like at the end, like just kind of right across the street, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking and I walk in and I get in the game, and there's just freaking people everywhere. Okay, there's people everywhere. So when the game's over with, I mean, it took forever for the game. I mean, nobody. By the way, nobody left. Now somebody may have left in other sections, but nobody left. And it was so crazy and packed. I did not like the fact there was so much yellow in there, and I posted a video on
There
my.
was a lot of yellow in there.
I posted a video on that. But one of my friends texted me and he goes, Matt, my buddy sold 2 of his tickets for $26,000, and then he went up to Club Level and bought 2 for $5,000.
Wow.
$26,000 he charged for 2 tickets, and then spent $5,000 and bought his tickets upstairs in Club Level.
So a guy you know and I know that works at the bank. I don't want to really don't want to throw out names or anything, but you know what I'm talking about. Goes to all the Thunder games or most of them. Okay. Well, he sold his tickets. They're level ones. He sold them for like $6,000. I mean, they're good tickets, but they're not great tickets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I believe he sold them. That's something he would do. I believe that 100%.
I threw up my hands. I was like, how did you not go to that game? Like, if I'd had a ticket, I'd have gone, but dude, I couldn't afford it. I'm not going to pay $5,000 or $2,500 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Our boy Jacob, thank you, Jacob. He said he just wanted to come through and show love for Thunder Brethren. We finally did it. Yes, we did. So, anyway, hey, guys, I'm going to tell y'all this. So, I finally get out of this parking lot, and like the street, our parking lot our parking is on directly to the west of Paycom, okay? So, the one I had to park at was like across the street and 1 block up, so it's around the corner, cat corner. It took me 30 minutes to go from Sheridan, Sheridan and Hudson or Harvey, to get to Main Street and Robinson.
Wow.
That's 3 blocks. 30 minutes.
That is crazy.
Because I had to go drink. That's why we didn't do a show last night. I may or may not have had some cocktails and some shots, whatever. Anyways, celebrate, because I was like, hey, man, I'm not, by the time we got out of there, Nathan, it was like 11 o'clock. It was like, I'm not trying to do a show, right? You know what I'm saying? I've been drinking. I was partying and celebrating. So, anyway, so I park my car. I get back in my car, Nathan, or I'm walking from Mahogany to my car. This girl and people in the convertibles are hanging all out, people are sitting on the back seat of 4 doors. They're sitting on the windows down, hanging out of the car. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Get your ass back in the car. They're hanging the car. It was insane. So I get ready to get in my car. This girl pulls up in this convertible, looks at me and goes, hey, turns around and starts twerking in my face. You know what twerking is, right?
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
You know what twerking is, right? I wouldn't have a problem with that. I'm like, get the hell away from me.
Well,
Now,
let me ask you,
in private, I'll tell you what I really said. But on the air,
touch me. Just touch me.
Angel goes, acting like they're in Miami. Yeah, bro. Shorts and, she had that thing. She had the big thing bouncing, but I'm like, honey.
Hey, you do know Mark Rogers jumped in the canal last night, right?
Okay, good for him. He crazy.
That's what I'm saying. How crazy it is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was, dude, there was so much, it was so many people. So many people. And, and congratulations, because we deserved it. 17 years, and Randy and I looked at each other, and I went 17 years, and he's got, sorry, I almost choked up there.
No, here's the thing too. That discussion we always have, like, hey, if you got one title, you could trade one title for 20 years of mediocrity. Would you do it?
Yes.
Well, you know what, Matt? We don't have to have that conversation anymore.
No, we don't. And guess what? We're one of the teams now. We can take our list off the teams in the West who have not won a chip.
That's right.
Remember we had that. Remember we had that talk early in the year. We had that talk of the teams who have not won You know, we're not the Sacramento Kings. We're not the Clippers. You know what I mean? We're not them.
Right.
So, and then I don't know, the Utah Jazz, they've never won one.
Have they never won one? Oh man,
Nope,
oh man.
they've
Well,
never
they would have
won.
won one if it wasn't for a man named Michael Jordan.
Right. And remember, they were New Orleans Jazz before that.
Wow. That's crazy, man. Yeah, we don't have to have that discussion anymore. Though. We're done. I mean, I'm good with it.
Hey, Nathan,
not that
go ahead.
I was going to say, not that I want to, but if we didn't make it back for 20 years, I still would be okay with that because we won.
We won. And it's been, 13 since the last time we went. But the problem is, Nathan, we went in the first 4 years we were a franchise, or 3 years we were a franchise.
That's true.
And everybody thought we were going to go back. But the problem is that there was no, you had three guys fighting for control of the team, and one of them really didn't give a shit, even though he did, which is Kevin Durant. The other two were fighting for control.
Well, that's the thing, too. Like, dude, last night, I mean, and I need to, and, he did not do a great job these last 4 or 5 games, I don't think. But overall, I mean, I think Dagnall did a pretty good job in the playoffs.
Yeah. He had his
so
moments.
I got to give it up to him. Yeah, I got to give it up to him because, I mean, he did a completely different kind of coaching job in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. So I give it up to him.
Which they said he would.
But,
Remember I talked about that.
Yeah.
My friend told me he said he would,
Yeah.
and he did, for the most part.
And, well, here's another thing. Last night, me and you have been talking 2-3 years about, are they going to pay SGA? Is he going to leave? Is he going to have to be traded? I think after last night, I would say no to all of that because to see him and Jalen up there together, I mean, I feel like no matter what the organization feels like, I feel like he's not going anywhere, man.
Well, this is the thing. We had that discussion. Was that what day was that? Wednesday, Tuesday, where we talked about whether J-Dub was going or SGA was going to sign for less money? That was the other day. And the more I think about it, the more I think he signs for the 380 and says to hell with the 400.
Yep.
That's what I think because
I don't think he cares. He doesn't care.
And he lives around the corner from one of my good friends. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I see him all the time. I go, you see him all the time? He goes, well, I see his house. It's like, okay. So when do you see SGA? When is he out? I know he don't do his own yard. So when do you see him walk into the mailbox?
He doesn't care.
He just doesn't care. But this is the thing: is this? It's just like San Antonio Spurs. You had the big three.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now all three of them are Hall of Famers. I don't know if all three of ours will be Hall of Famers.
No. Hey,
but
if we win half as many titles as they did, I'm good with that.
Yeah. So I go, but this is the deal: you build off what you got, and you build through the draft. But this is my thing. Can you afford to lose Dort in the next 5? I mean, you almost got to pay him. So to me, it's like the ones you got to keep is SGA, J-Dub, Chet, and Dort.
Yes.
Don't you?
I would say yes. Yes, agreed. 100%.
And then remember, Topic is coming, and if he's half the player, we think if he's 90% of what he was projected to be, you've got him on a rookie contract for, 3 more years?
3 more years.
Well, no. Well, 4 more years counting because it's year 2 is next year.
So 3 more years.
Yeah, 3 more years. No, this is the first year.
That's a 4-year deal, though.
Oh, 4 year. You're right. So 3 more years, which of course you're gonna pay him in 2 more years. So
no. You have to. So on a rookie deal, you have to go to 4 years, and then you have to extend.
That's what I'm saying. Extend him. That's what I'm talking about. You're gonna extend him a year early, like you're doing Chet and J-Dub. You're gonna extend him a year early, like we did Dort, like we did SGA. We extended them early.
No, with Dort though, he was an undrafted free agent. So.
Oh, you're right. We just paid Dort, didn't we?
Yeah, he had a 2-way. I think he had a 4-year 2-way deal, or 4-year non-guaranteed deal, and we tore it up and gave him a 5-year.
It was something crazy. I know we tore it up in games and like everybody, I was telling everybody, Nathan. I was telling everybody, Nathan, too, that I said everybody forgets we're way under the salary cap. I mean, under the deal, we're way under there.
We were.
Well, no, no,
Not
no, no,
going to
no,
be now.
no. What I'm saying is we were under there so we can afford to have the room to maneuver.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? We're even though we added Caruso and iHeart's came in this year. Caruso's has not hit yet. We still have the room to pay J-Dub and Chet a little bit, and then you got to wait for to pay SGA the next year, and you pay SGA Case in the next year.
Yes. Hey, you know the funny thing about this? If think about this. Usman Jane has a title ring.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Or so does that Adam Flagler, I guess.
Flagler, all of them.
Yeah.
They'll have rings.
Yep.
Angel says, "Man, them triflings don't care about ball or how much effort it took to build this team. They don't. Those trifling people don't. But my thing is, Nathan, why do they hate us? What do we do? Because our players are young and don't know how to open champagne bottles? Because they're good kids. They're not these ghetto crazy not.
I mean, I think
What is the
that's a
problem?
good thing, right?
But what's the problem?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
One thing they're talking about, oh, well, there was a shooting in Oklahoma City last night. Well, yeah, because you got crazies.
Yeah. What they don't talk about is how many shootings there were in the big cities tonight. Could be completely unrelated.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about celebrations. It's like the Chiefs deal. I mean, Philadelphia, there wasn't any. But I'm just, here's
the thing. Just because there wasn't any because of the celebration, let's be honest, there were probably about 10 people that got shot that night in Philadelphia. Just didn't have anything to do with the parade or with the celebration.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to call a lot of these guys thugs. I'm not saying that. But they grew up in the hood, they grew up in the streets, and our kids, it's about characters, about who they are. Like people talking about SGA. I'm sorry that there's a problem because the man wants to be home with his wife and kid and not out in the streets. Why is that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man loving his wife and want to stay at home with his wife and kid that he's been with since high school? What's wrong with that? That's clearly his best friend. He trusts her more than he does anybody.
Yep.
Because she's been there from the very beginning. I don't. Nathan, can you make it make sense to me? I don't get it.
No, there's no way to make it make sense.
I just don't get it. I'm like, I don't understand y'all's issue with our team and who we are. I don't get it.
And to put this in perspective, Matt, there were 2 guys on the team that were celebrating last night that aren't even legal to drink that.
Yes. I don't think that was brought up.
No, but I'm just saying, like.
But I just don't.
Kids.
But Nathan, I'm sorry that our team has character. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry that our best player, one of the top 3 players in the league, I still think that Jokic and Giannis are better players than he are. I mean, but I still think he's one of the top 3 players in the league. And I'm agreeing with you. He is the best Thunder player ever. You were right.
Here's another thing. I appreciate that. Here's another thing. Those 2 guys you just mentioned, they're pretty close to the same kind of
kind of guy. Boring.
No. And you know what all those guys have in common?
Foreign.
Do you? They're all foreign players.
Foreign.
Yep. Does that tell you anything?
Yeah. They love their wives. They love their family. What is Jokic? As soon as the season's over with, up, pack kid, let's go. Go back home.
Yeah, I want to go play with some horses. Or what is it?
Whatever he does, yeah. So let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, he didn't care. He didn't care. He just wants to go home.
Wants to go home. I want to go hang out. Talk my foreign language. I want to go hang out.
And Giannis' speech, a week and a half ago, whatever it was, about not wanting to be traded and wanting to stay there for his whole career, and how the city's loved him and he's going to love the city. Dude, you don't hear that anymore.
No.
It's like people want these guys to be bad people so they can tear them up and build them up and tear them down.
Well, badness brings out what? News headlines.
That's right.
Let me see. SGA's headlines. Oh, he got the MVP and brought his all his teammates Rolex watches, custom watches for each one of them. Wow. Yeah, that's.
And then he was home at 10:00 that night with his wife and kid watching the news.
Yeah,
whatever.
But I'm gonna say this. When he hearted the city, That's a huge shout out. And sorry, I got a little emotional right there, but I thought
No, that's my new.
this guy's different. These guys don't do that.
Totally.
LeBron didn't do that. Michael, they didn't do that. They don't. The love that he gets from this city, the respect that he's given, because you don't see him out and about doing.
No.
Dude. I mean, he's got money to go where he wants to do whatever he wants. I can stay at home and enjoy life and go out with my wife every once in a while. But while my baby little, I want to spend as much time with him as I can because I don't see him during the year. I'm gone. Or I'm working. I'm on my craft. And I'm being facetious when I'm apologizing because of our team being, as Angel says, not thuggish. Sorry, we got some good guys. Always have in Oklahoma City. Always have.
Yeah.
That was part of what they set up when they first got here and what they wanted to do. We want high character guys. That's what we want.
People always preach culture, but in this scenario, I think it's 100% legitimate.
Well, and I think Caruso and iHeart, now that they've come in to this culture, they're like, wow. And Perk last night was crying. He was crying.
I mean, it doesn't matter what he does. The city's always going to love Perk, even though I didn't particularly care for him as a player. I mean, the city's always going to love him.
Yeah, but I just thought that the love and respect that he gave the city last night, and then the hate there was. Oh, well, they would have got beat because Halliburton was off to a good start. Okay. At some point we were going to make a run, and if you think he was going to start rolling and SJ wasn't going to match him, you're tripping. You're tripping if you think he's not going to start matching him at some point. You're tripping. Now, Dagnall's lineups dudes would drive me crazy as always. He just.
Yep.
I'm sitting there screaming in the stand, bro, you're wearing me out with your lineups. What are you doing? This is game 7. And he make a lineup change and something would happen. And then he made one lineup change, took SJ out, and I think it was third quarter. He was out for less than 30 seconds. Like, okay, what'd you even take him out for?
Right.
Let me see. I don't think Haskell scored more than 20 the whole series. People said that they would have won with him. I'm gonna say this, Angel. He when he's rolling, when your best player's rolling, it makes everybody else relax and they can just play. When SGA struggles, that's when you see people trying to make plays, which is why we struggle. But when he's rolling and making shots, and he's going 7 for 13 or 9 for 18, 9 for 17, or 13 for 24 or 23, when he's doing that, all of a sudden J-Dub's stats go up, Chet's stats go up, Dort's shooting over. Like, quit shooting. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
Here's the only knock that I have on SGA from last night from what I saw. Too many threes, man. Too many threes.
John says the same thing you said. He goes, I'm telling you, I think our guys will give up money for the team to stick together.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what Nathan said, John. That's what Nathan said.
Here's the thing. You got to look at it as a player, though, too. In your second contract, you're not going to do that. So
you don't get paid.
Contract, you got to let them get paid at least once.
The second contract they're going to get paid. But you know what? You're going to give them. J-Dub and Chet deserve max dollars.
For sure. Yeah, no, 100%.
They deserve max dollars.
100%.
But
and then, see, that's the thing. Yeah. SGA got his max dollars. Dude, that guy got so much money off endorsements. He doesn't
really.
care.
No, Nathan, he really doesn't have money off endorsements. He's not that guy. He really doesn't.
He's got a shoe deal.
That's
got a
it.
Gatorade deal. What else?
Yeah, but he shares that with the other two. So he's not like Patrick Mahomes.
I promise you.
No, it's not like he's not. No, I agree with you, but I'm saying this is the deal also. You're in Oklahoma. The cost of living is basically nothing. The house you live in Nichols Hills, you go try to live in that house in Bel Air. You go try to live in that house in New York City. You go try to live in that place in Dallas or Houston. Go try the same location and see the same area and see River Oaks. Do the same house, same height, same square footage or whatever, same basic location. Go to River Oaks in Houston and see how much that costs. Go to Highland Park in Dallas and see how much that costs.
That's okay. So that's where I was going. I was down. I went to Texas for school a couple of years ago, and I was down there with a bunch of guys that were Dallas lenders, and I fell out of my chair when they were telling because it was right in the middle of Highland Park, right? Is that what
Right.
you said,
Yeah, Highland Park. Yeah.
in Dallas. Yeah, dude was $1 million for the lot.
Yeah, for the lot.
For
Yeah.
the lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Highland Park is where my favorite restaurant is, brother. My favorite restaurant of all time is there.
What's it called?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Oh, you're not.
Oh, hell
you're not
no.
gonna tell me?
Oh, hell no. I'll tell you in person. I don't want people showing up my favorite place. Oh, no, bro. No. It's hard enough to get in as it is.
Okay.
It's hard enough to get in as it is, bro. No. No.
See, here's the thing, Matt. There's the difference between me and you. I don't know how to get into those places because I don't want to eat at those kind of places.
Well, I do. I like good food. You're
I
your
love
boss.
good food.
Your boss, the commander. He got me hooked on that type of stuff, so that's his fault.
But to me, okay. So here's a for instance. Okay, if you want to have a really good taco, like Mexican food, like where are you gonna go?
Let me see. Angel says, "Yo, the gatekeeping is insane." Yes, I agree. Those three. Has to say, commercials this year was way better than last year. It was, and They said they're gonna see more commercials. I hope so. But my deal with SJ, he's just like Nathan says. He just chill. But you live in Oklahoma. It's got great schools. It's cheap to live. He lives in a great neighborhood that's safe. That neighborhood's safe, bro.
Well, here's another thing, though, man. Since he's done what he's done, it doesn't matter what he does the rest of his career. The city's gonna love him.
Oh, 100%. But I agree with you. He's the greatest Thunder player. And Perk said they're gonna retire his jersey. If he stays here, they'll retire his jersey.
Oh, dude, they're gonna retire it anyway. He could get traded tomorrow, but they're still gonna retire it, guaranteed.
I'm with you, Nez. He's not the greatest player.
No,
the greatest,
Kevin
Durant. Kevin Durant's the greatest player. But he is the best Thunder player. You're the greatest Thunder player. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Because if he wins a chip.
You were
that. Yes, I was that. I was. You're not going to ever let me live that down, are you?
No.
Okay. Anyway, anybody got any parting comments? Are you going to be? So you're not going tomorrow to the parade?
Comments, dude. What do you mean parting comments? You got 20 minutes.
Man, okay, you're right. I got a little bit of time, and I got to go train these kids. I got to train these kids.
We need to. Man, you should have canceled. You should have canceled all that today. I mean, it is what it is.
Unbelievable. By the way, my Venmo got hacked, man. I gotta go in there and do my whole Venmo thing, man. That sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Freaking hate it.
I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that stuff,
bro.
I'm old. Give me real money.
Man, you gotta set everything up all over again. I'm like, man, it's a pain in the ass.
That's the thing. You know what? I had to open. So I'm on my daughter's booster club, right?
And
I'm in charge of the bank account, and they're trying to, I need to set up Cash App and Venmo, and they're having all kinds of problems. I said, why do you use that crap? Just pay with real money. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Ooh.
I said, but
hey, hold on.
You want to get it?
Go ahead. I'll finish that. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
I say, if you want to get all that set up, you go right ahead. But I'm not doing any of it. And if there's not transactions, like if you don't detail the transactions, I will kick those things out, and you won't be able to use them anymore. Because they're a nightmare to take care of.
Let me see. Okay, cool. Yeah, so anyway, John says, if you guys are ever in Phoenix, cigars and bourbon on me. Do you play golf too, John? Because I'm a golfer. Go. And it's still not working. It's disconnecting and reconnecting.
I thought you were an Apple guy.
Oh, I am, but I tried the Samsung. I'm trying a whole new phone to make it work. And it's just... I've tried this. It's just not working. But anyway, John, yeah. Are you in Phoenix or where you at? Yeah, John. Yeah, Angel, it keeps bugging out. I don't know. I'm trying a different thing now. My Wi-Fi, which I'll use for my things, works up, but it's something. Let me see. Pop Stroke or Top Golf, but not yet. Now, Pop Stroke, is that Tiger Woods' thing where they do the pop thing? That, it was like what's it kind of like? What you call it, Nathan? Where you do the
Well,
where you putt. Is pop stroke
yeah,
like putt
yeah.
putt?
Top golf production?
No, pop stroke. Then we can, hey John,
I have no,
guess what?
I have no
We can
idea.
smoke cigars and drink. I'm okay with smoking cigars and drinking.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I'd probably just do the smoking cigars part, but that's okay.
Oh,
We can
okay.
do it.
I know where Goodyear and Avondale is. Okay, John. Yeah, we can smoke cigars, bro. I have no problem smoking cigars and drinking bourbon. I have no problem with that. No problem. I can do that. Or I can drink vodka, or I can drink beer, or I can drink, my Corona Premier. I had to give my boy some strokes right there, Nathan. But I'm gonna say this, guys. Um, no matter what these people say about our team, no matter what these trolls say, no matter what these trifling haters of the Thunder are, and they give Boston all this love, you know, and I look at SGA, he's got all the hardware, Nathan, this year.
hmm
You have the
Well,
MVP,
here's
conference MVP, MVP of the playoffs, and the trophy,
yep, got
and the
everything.
scoring title. All of them is
But
all of them in
here's
his
the
front.
thing. He looks at it. Hey, he said it how many times last night? Yeah, I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to win.
I just don't get it.
I mean,
Hey
but
guys,
how
by
many
the way,
times did
go
he
ahead.
say that though?
By the way, guys, remember to like the show, please, for me too, please. I just don't get it, Nathan. I'm like, why are people? Oh, why do I hate us,
Here's
Nathan? For what?
Well, and here's another thing too, man. This is something you don't. I mean, again, there's Jason Tatum's probably a great guy too. I just don't know him like I know SGA. And well, I don't really know SGA. I just from what I've seen. But think about Tatum's he won last they won last year. And oh, I'm getting some feedback. What's going on there, Matt?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. So, but look at the commercials that Jason Tatum does, and again, there's nothing wrong with it, but he's one of his SoFi commercials. Oh yeah, I had to make sure I got my money and da 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 da. Which again, that's his right to do it. And I'm glad he's getting all his money. But SJ would never do a commercial like that.
No. But you also
So I
remember
mean,
though that he's in Boston, so that's a bigger city.
yeah, I agree.
And the thing is this: hopefully next year we'll be on national TV more than 25 times.
And on Christmas Day, hopefully, you think?
Yeah, I'm like
I'd like to know. I'd like to know the last time that an NBA champion wasn't on Christmas Day that year. I would like to know that stat.
uh, Toronto Raptors for sure.
You think?
Yeah, they were not on.
Okay, maybe.
Let me see. The Celtics last year for sure were on. The year before, the Nuggets maybe or maybe not were not on.
Oh, Jokic, dude, they were on for sure.
Maybe. The year before that was the where's it at?
That's fine. The Raptors were not on that year. Guess who was? The Thunder.
Yeah. Well, we weren't. This was crazy. We weren't on. It was dumb. How about this, Nathan? They. This one guy ranked the last 7 champions, which
Okay.
is the Raptors, the Thunder, the Bucks, Golden State, the Nuggets, Celtics, and Lakers. That's the last 7 champions. Okay.
All right.
Number 7 was the Raptors.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Number 6 was the Thunder.
Mm,
Number
okay.
five was the Bucks. Number 4 were
Okay.
the 22 Warriors.
Okay.
Number 5 was the Nuggets.
No,
Number
you got number
6,
three. You're number three.
number 3, I'm sorry. Number 2 was the Celtics. And number
Number
1 was
one
the
was the
Lakers.
Lakers. Of course, since they had LeBron, they're going to be number one.
And Anthony
Um,
Davis.
in the bubble year, might I add. So a little bit weird for everybody. Not saying they wouldn't have won. Just a
Well,
little
I'm
weird for
not saying that either, but to me, you put us 6th.
everybody. I mean, I can't say the 22 Warriors, they were a good team.
I'm not putting them that high.
No, I don't. I mean,
Or that low.
To me, the 18 Warriors are way better than the 20. And I know we're not going back that far, but the 18 Warriors are head and shoulders above the 22 Warriors.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
I would say even the 19 Warriors, but Kevin Durant and Clay got hurt. So.
And the Bucks, the only reason why they made it is because Kevin Durant wore 17.5 instead of a 17.
Yep, that's right.
They don't even make it. They get beat by the Nets.
Uh-huh.
So to me, it's Celtics were the best team to me.
You think about that. Let me ask you this: if they do get beat, does Chris Paul have a championship ring?
Of who gets beat? Yes. Yeah, I think they beat the Nets.
Yeah, I think so too.
They just didn't have an answer for Giannis.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have an answer for Giannis. So to me, it would be the Raptors, then the Lakers, even though they're the Lakers, I think they're 6. I'm going to have... Wait, hold on. I'm going to do Raptors, Golden State, Lakers, Bucks, us, Nuggets, Celtics. So I'm going to do Celtics, and they talk about defense. Defense matters. So I'm going to do Celtics. Because remember they had CP3 and Bruce Brown for the Nuggets. So their defense was solid when they won it. KCP, I'm sorry. So I'm going to do Celtics, Nuggets, us, Bucks, Lakers, Golden State, Raptors.
I have a hard time with that, and I don't know if I'd put it that high. I don't know who I'd put in front of it, but I don't know if I'd put it that high.
Okay, I got a third. Who are you going to? Well, then the Bucks maybe.
Yeah, I think the Bucks are maybe the Lakers because that Lakers team was a good defensive team, man. It was a really good defensive team. Anthony Davis, Caruso was on that team. Anthony Davis and LeBron. I mean, I don't remember the rest of that roster. Kuzma on that team, I think. He's not a good defensive player, but he's a pretty good player. Who else was on that team? Who was the center on that? Well, Anthony Davis, I guess, would have been the center.
Anthony Davis.
Who was it 2020?
That was Caruso. That was what's your boy's name that plays at Milwaukee now? Played at Utah. Light skinned black guy that shoots. That sometimes he can score, sometimes he can't. Oh my God, Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma. Yeah, I said Kuzma.
So they had a good team.
I've got that roster. in front of me.
Yeah,
Avery Bradley was on that team.
Avery Bradley was on that team. Decent player.
KCP.
That's what I'm saying. It was KCP and Caruso.
Yeah,
and Kuzma.
Dwight Howard was on that team.
Dwight Howard was a beast.
JaVale McGee was pretty good.
Yeah. I might. That's why I said my deal with the Bucks and the Lakers. I may put the Lakers in front of the Bucks.
You know who was the bottom? Well, I don't think they ever played. You know 3 players that were on that team that you would never think of?
Who?
Rajon Rondo.
Yes, he was.
Smith, and Dion Waiters.
Dion Waiters. I liked Dion when he was here.
Oh, I love Dion. But yeah.
By the way, Angel says he says I just want to let you guys. Let me see. I just want to say that you are the GOAT for real. I literally have no relations to the OKC team or area, but I discovered your show, and I just rock with how you break down the game so simplistically. Thank you, Angel. I appreciate that compliment. I appreciate that.
He's really talking to me.
Yeah, he's definitely talking to you. Since you changed my mind, 3 times now in 2.5, 3 years?
I think it's been 4 or 5.
No, it ain't been that many. I'm not giving you that much. I'm not giving you that many. I'll give you 2 or 3.
Chet. 1. Whatever we just talked about.
That's 2.
Okay. There's been something.
No.
There's been something.
I may give you, okay, that's 3, like I said.
Well, the comparison of Chet and J. Will versus third.
Oh, no. Didn't give you that one. I'm not giving you that one, no.
What did I say? I'll think of it. I'll bring up something.
Nathan, you got 3. Take it.
I know I'm going to take it, but that doesn't count. That doesn't count all the things that we've agreed upon.
Oh, my God. Which I changed in my mind. You've done it 3 times.
That's pretty. How many people have changed their mind that many times other than Randy? Probably not a lot of people.
Not a lot. The list is short.
See? So there you go.
Because when you're usually right, that kind of helps. But I have been several times.
Yes,
But my thing is this, and I appreciate your comment, Angel. My thing is this. People can get mad at me all we want to, and I tell people all day long, get mad at me just to prove me wrong. Listen to what I'm saying, and then go back and tell me where I was wrong. Because I ain't going to hear from you. Because I'm not. I'm not going to hear from you. And Nathan, they're not going to hear from you when you give your point. You're not going to hear from me. I'm not going to hear from you. I'm right. No. You may not like what I'm saying, but if you listen to what I'm saying and you follow what I'm saying, I'm right on the nose.
Hey, I don't know, off topic just a tad, but I don't know if they showed it at the arena last night. Did they ever show the Albert injury?
Just once.
Did you watch it yet?
No, I know what happened. It's happened to me twice.
Yeah, but here's the thing, dude. You saw it happen. Like, on TV, you could see the muscle snap.
Oh, no, I didn't look that close.
Oh, my God, dude. It was bad. Like, as soon as I saw the replay, I'm like, because he wears one of those compression socks on his leg, right? And you could see
it rolled up his leg.
Snap, and it rolled up. Oh,
yeah,
my God, dude.
It's like a window. It's like an old school window shade. That's what I compare it to.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I know exactly how. I know exactly. And if you were down on the floor, it goes pop. That's the way it sounds like a gun.
Remember when Kobe did his?
Yeah.
Man. Ooh.
You hear it's like a gun goes off. You go, what? What was that? It's a pop.
Speaking of which, you remember a couple years ago, which I don't know, I was watching this game, so that's the only reason I remember it. Yusuf Nurkic.
Yes.
He went up for that rebound and his leg just snapped right in two.
Yes.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
Or Paul George.
Yes, and the ankle.
Or Joe Theismann, which is I brought up earlier.
Wow.
But I thought SGA gave him a lot of love. And I'm gonna say this. Dude, you gotta give Indiana their props, man. And I said, you and I talked about this before the series. I was afraid of them. I didn't give a shit about the Knicks. I was afraid of Indiana. I was afraid of the Pacers because they're deep like us. And Rick Carlisle outcoached Daigneault all the way through.
Well, I tell you this. I would tell you this. If the reverse would have happened, I don't think we're anywhere near in that game. Like if SGA goes out, I don't think we're even close in that game.
No.
That's just me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he would rely on J-Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sad that SGA didn't get his 30. I was hoping but make your damn free throws. Make your free throws, bro, and you'd have 30. But, my thing is this. At the end of the game, J-Dub's holding on to the ball. Pass the ball to SGA because he's trying to get his points. He didn't want to pass the ball because he knew he was going to get fouled. Bro, you missed your free throws. Get the ball up to the guy who's going to make them. You know what I'm saying? Quit, get the ball up. At the end of the game, I don't want you anywhere near the ball shooting free throws at the end of a game, bro. Pass the ball. You're going to go 50%.
Yep.
No, I don't want you anywhere near the ball. Pass the ball. These guys behind me were screaming, J-Dub, J-Dub. I turn around and look down and go, y'all have any idea about basketball at all, do y'all? You have no clue what the hell you talk about. You can like him all the hell you want. I said, y'all Russell Westbrook fans too, weren't you? Because you liking somebody and them being great for a player, you have no idea what you're talking about. His handles, dude, he does not have handles, Nathan. God, he's painful to watch dribbling the ball. Painful to watch. He dribbles too high. He's painful to watch, man. He has got to spend. He's got to go get somebody to work on. Because you saw where Wemby went and got Jamal Crawford.
No, I didn't know that, actually.
Wemby went and got Jamal Crawford to work with his ball handling. Bro, how do I get my ball handling better?
it would be nice to have another point guard on the team next year, though.
Dude,
I
Topic.
don't know if he's going to be good. I don't know if he's going to be
Well,
good.
he was ranked. He was supposed to be one of the top 5 players. Like I said, if he's 90% of what he was, I mean, Nathan, and we're not gonna talk about today because we're still loving on what we did here. And by the way, we're not gonna do a show tomorrow because we're gonna be at the parade. So I'm not praising. Well, maybe we will if we're done in time. I don't know if that's possible. Do you?
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think it will be either. But anyway, all right, brother. Let me get out of here, man. I gotta get to the gym. I gotta get these kids because I gotta start training here in just a minute. Anyway, stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do tonight.
Dude, I'm SGA. You are who?
Oh wow.
Braun,
Oh, by the way, tonight we're gonna do the show since we did not do it last night. We're gonna do it after the storm tonight and recap the game. What time do you want to do it? 9, 8, or 9, or?
Yeah, let's do 8. How about that?
Y&B Waters could teach them. That's what the commander says.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel bad for Lindy because, Lindy would have got a ring better than Adam Flagler or Dukas or whoever.
Well, but that's what happens when, you don't do your Y&B Waters. That's what happens, man.
I mean, that's what happens when you're able to shoot threes at a pro level. They trade you to the team that wants you.
Okay, so 8 o'clock tonight. Is that what time you want to do it, Nathan?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. All right, everybody. Hey, peace out. Thank you for watching. Remember, go ahead and we got to hear about getting people to do more likes on our show. We appreciate it. We got 1 like. We got to get people to do that. But that being said, hey, world champions, OKC Thunder. Way to go. Peace out. Thunder up. See y'all tonight.